Hello and welcome back to another episode of Tucked In. I'm Tucker, also known as Hagrid, and today we'll be going through Bitcoin specifically, both high and low time frame. As I'm speaking, Bitcoin is pumping right now. It is indeed pumping. We're at 1095. That's exciting. Please like, subscribe, and do all that. That helps us out a lot. So I appreciate that. So what I'm gonna do is start out pretty high time frame, right? We're on the weekly right now. We could even go 2 week if we want to. But just wanted to highlight a few things, and I'm actually gonna do this. I'm gonna pull up the actual crypto chart. Let's throw it on log. Okay, so wanted to start here. Essentially, what I would point out is when you get a big correction like this, right? Like back last summer, you know, end of March. You come into either the second or third band on these MA ribbons. They're usually pretty good buys, right? Look all back at 2017. They were great buys every time you hit one of those bands. 2021 was a little different, right? We just printed money and went vertical and didn't test the bands. I mean, maybe you could call this one test right here, but we pretty much didn't test them ever. As we've been speculating, this cycle has been more like 2017, right? Where we get this kind of stair step up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that kind of action. It's been a little more pronounced this cycle, even. There's a little one, there's a big one, there's a big one, and we're kind of just walking up, right? Just walking up. So yeah, wanted to just start super high time frame. We're gonna zoom in a little bit now, take it off log. I mean, here's what I like to do. I like to zoom out. I like to have the weekly, 2 week. That's where I draw, more substantial levels from, even the monthly. So we'll start doing that, right? There's a monthly level that I like. As long as we're above that, we're 2 to 3 weeks bullish, right? Like we're kind of mid time frame bullish, in my opinion. I'm just going to leave that line there. I'm going to drop it down actually all the way to the weekly. See where we want to draw some levels. Of course, this close is going to be a big level. I'm actually going to do this too. So I'm going to mark this out. So this is 1 week. This is a 1 month. And let's put these on the right. It's just nice to mark these out sometimes, Boom. Okay. Actually, that looks like 1 minute. There we go. Just so we can differentiate our levels a little bit. And to the downside, right? Those are both kind of to some degree upside levels, but to the downside, I know some people don't like taking things from Wix. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I think it can be useful when it lines up with closes as well, right? So this 93K level, clearly a big level, right? We wicked into it, support, fell through, consolidated back up, broke through. So this is another decently big 1 week level. Okay, and I just like to lock these two. All right, let's zoom in again. Let's zoom in again. We can either go daily or 3-day. It doesn't matter a ton. I think I'm going to take the 3-day here, just because that's really clean. So I'm going to do 3-day there. And now we'll go to the daily. So not really. I know last video we were just looking at volume profiles and we kind of looked at a bunch of different tickers. Not really looking at any specific indicator. This video just kind of honing in on Bitcoin specifically, right? So gonna look at a few different things. So obviously we've just got our horizontal SR, we've got our moving average ribbons. I wanted to keep the indicators somewhat basic. Like you can get pretty out there with the indicators. And we actually have some pretty sweet indicators. Max has been on his shadowy supercoder arc recently, and he's been coding some pretty awesome indicators. But for the purposes of these videos, I wanted to keep it somewhat simple. RSI, stock, like I said, horizontal SR, MA ribbons, that kind of thing. So anyway, actually looking pretty good here. We can draw some daily levels now. I don't know that we actually need to get more granular than these, right? So zooming out, this was a weekly level, right? It has smacked us more or less 1, 2, 3 times, right? This is hopefully the 4th tap. hopefully the fourth tap. That's kind of a thing. I don't know why, but when you hit something 4 times, the fourth usually goes through. So if you want to count these as 2, right? You know, we want to do this 1, 2, 3, and this is 4, then we're going through. If not, 1, 2, 3, and then, potentially there's 4, but we'll see. I would count this as a second attempt, right? Because at minimum, that's a shoulder. I'm going to go down to the 12 hour. At minimum, this is a shoulder. This was another attempt at 110. I'm going to say this is the fourth try here. But let's pull up some RSI real quick. All right. Let's get rid of these. I mean, you really don't need a lot more than RSI and horizontal and some diagonal SR. Like, in my opinion, you really don't. So I'm just gonna take that, connect some highs, pretty basic. 1, 2, 3. I guess it works on diagonals too. That is kind of a, let me make this perfect. That is kind of a fourth tap on the diagonal, and we did go right through it. So something to observe there. I believe we had some divs on lower time frames here. That is nasty. That is nasty. No 6-hour divs. Let's see if we can't find one. This is wild, RSI. I don't know what. I guess that makes sense, yeah. I haven't zoomed in this much in a little bit, but anyway, let me back out. Let's go on the 8-hour. First thing I would say, looking at everything, looking at the SR, looking at RSIs, you need, I guess we just want to look at supply and demand. Like, this needs to get flipped. Let's make this red. This needs to get flipped with haste for sure. Obviously, you can pull this all the way back across, and that's kind of your zone, right? And if you're just holding a bunch of spot, it doesn't hurt to hedge in a zone like this, depending on your strategy, whether you want to be more active or passive. I mean, hedging into a pretty clear resistance level, if you're going to continue to hold spot, it does make sense. Personally, I'm not going to do that, but yeah, this is a big area, right? This is a big area. And something else to note with the volume. We're on the crypto chart. I can't get volume like that. All right, let me go. Actually, no, it's fine. I'm going to lose all my lines if I do that. Yeah, I think big spot, obviously. Now we can zoom in a little bit more. RSI not giving a ton of signal here. I mean, you've got kind of a bearish div a little bit, right? You've got a higher high here, and you've got pretty much an equal high here, but it hasn't topped by any means yet. So not gonna call that confirmed at all. This is just throwing me off so much. Let me just hold on now. Let's just go to the Binance chart. Yeah, it's the same. Geez. All right, let me go back. But yeah, clearly sitting in resistance. I mean, we can go. Yeah, I don't love these wicks. Looking a little toppy, right? We hit 83. I mean, we hit high 80s, right? Usually in this range, we've sold off from there, so it is kind of a decision point. This is what I would consider a confirmed bear div. Where is this even from? Like, like that. I would consider that confirmed. So wouldn't be shocked if we got a little pullback here, but in general, I think Bitcoin continues to grind higher. That's pretty clear. So yeah, I would say this is confirmed too. You are getting a reset on lower time frames on RSI, right? Like, I'd love to see like the 5-minute come into like 55 or 50, like give one of these. That would give you, and if that just coincided with the sweep of these lows, that would be a nice setup. That would be a nice setup for sure. I'll make this a little bit cleaner for you guys, but that would be a nice setup. If you can get, like I said, if you can get RSI into here and just sweep this low at like 109, maybe even lose 109 momentarily, that's a decent little long scalp setup in my opinion. But just observing just observing. But yeah, I mean, I think Bitcoin here, I guess if I want to look at like the 24, I think you probably need to reset across all time frames, right? 35-minute, 45-minute. Yeah, I'd like to see a little bit of a reset here. But here's the issue. If you start to quote unquote reset too much, right? And you start losing like this and you start, filling in all this inefficiency, then it looks weak, right? Then it looks, like it's going to continue bleeding. And that's not the kind of RSI reset we want to see. So, yeah, I would just watch those levels we marked out, right? Like these lows, obviously you're getting pretty significant selling up, 105 or 1095, 1096. So we'll see. I know this is super low time frame. I'm sure not everybody is as concerned or very concerned at all with this. I mean, I'm not super concerned with the super low time frame, but I know some are. So I guess we just want to zoom back out to kind of the mid. There's just a general in this range, and it makes sense, right? We've had lower highs, but there's just a general, it's just a general downtrend a little bit, like there's just been a general downtrend in RSI basically since April. And I'll make this red so it's more relevant looking. Yeah, we've just had a general downtrend. Like obviously you could connect every peak and it's not going to be perfect, but just this area has been resistance for RSI since April 22nd. So would like to see that change. And all I would really need to see that change is a break above these two highs right at 70, right? Like you get RSI on the 4-hour back above 70 with Bitcoin at like almost 110. See you later. I mean, that's breakout material, right? That is definitely breakout material. So yeah, I'd say break 70 on the 4-hour RSI and you're back 100%. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for the video. I think I talked about everything I wanted to. We broke Bitcoin down pretty granularly. And yeah, we'll see what happens. For me, it's noon on Wednesday right now, and we're looking pretty good. It is 109,500 for Bitcoin. So encouraging price action, but obviously do not want to get giga bulled up at range highs. Because we are technically still in the range. So I wouldn't get super excited until I saw RSI 4-hour above 70 and a break of 110. So yeah, those are the levels. I guess I'll read these for you guys one more time. So we got 102.5, 106, and then basically where we are now, right at 109. So yeah, anyways, that is it for me. And I will see you guys next week. Remember to hit the like and subscribe. And we'll be back for another episode next Wednesday. So have a good afternoon, guys, and take care.